Hey guys, have you ever heard of HRV or heart rate variability? Well, it's a powerful biomarker of our health that's gaining a lot of attention recently, and not just because of its impacts on physical fitness, but also its impact on our longevity. So in this reel, I'm going to break down just what HRV is, how it can impact our ability to live a longer life, and some research-backed methods that you can use to help boost your HRV back up. Let's get started. So what exactly is heart rate variability? Well, put simply, HRV measures the difference between heartbeats. Whilst it might seem that our heart beats at a regular pace, you'd be surprised to know there's a fair difference between each heartbeat. So whilst we might have 60 heartbeats per minute, one heartbeat between the next could be 0.8 seconds and the next could be 1.1 seconds. That's what HRV is, the variability between our heartbeats. But what does that mean? And what impact does it have on our health? Well, the HRV is actually a really reliable way of determining how our nervous system is responding to stress. Our nervous system is split into two parts, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic branch. The parasympathetic branch is known as the rest and digest system. It helps our bodies relax and lowers our heart rate. Whilst the sympathetic branch is the fight or flight response that puts us into a higher stress mode, increasing our blood pressure and our heart rate. And when these two branches send signals to our heart at the same time, it creates an internal tug of war over the beats produced by our heart. This is because the parasympathetic nervous system increases our heart rate variability, but it decreases our overall heart rate, whilst the sympathetic nervous system decreases our heart rate variability whilst increasing our heart rate. And this is why the heart rate variability is such a useful biomarker of how we're responding to stress, because it gives us a balance of what is going on between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. And a reduced heart rate variability indicates that there's an over-dominance of that sympathetic branch of the nervous system, which suggests that we aren't responding to stress very well and is something that we should be looking into. And this is because recent research has shown a strong link between HRV and longevity. Now, our HRV does tend to decline as we get older, but what it's been found is that those of us who can maintain a higher heart rate variability as we age tend to age better and live for longer too. For example, a 2020 study looked at centenarians. These are people that are already over the age of 100. And they found that those people who had the higher HRVs lived on average 1.6 years longer. And it's not just linked with longevity, but it's also been associated with a decreased risk for some of those big chronic diseases. And other studies, including a 2020 paper from Johns Hopkins University, showed that for every 10 millisecond increase in heart rate variability, there was an associated 20% reduction in risk of death. And a higher HRV has also been linked to a boost in cognitive function and a decrease in frailty, which are both key markers of our longevity too. So what counts as a healthy HRV? Well, there's actually no one-size-fits-all approach to this. Some suggest that a heart rate variability over 100 milliseconds is healthy, whilst between 50 to 100 suggests slightly compromised health, and less than 50 could be considered unhealthy or a cause for concern. But really the important thing is to track your own so you can see where you are, because there is a huge amount of variability in this. And if you can see yours over an extended period of time, you'll know whether it's up or down. And ideally, you want to see it trending upwards, or if it's already high, keeping it at a high level. Now, interestingly, according to Whoop, who manufacture a fitness tracker that monitors HRV, the average HRV for men is 65 milliseconds, whilst for women is 62 milliseconds, with younger people typically having a high level and older people having a lower level. Now, this level 62 and 65 falls towards the lower end of what others may consider a healthy HRV. But perhaps this goes to suggest the theory that in our modern environment, many of us are simply overstressed. But fortunately, you can raise your HRV by incorporating some healthy lifestyle practices. And first up, I've got a few basic tips for you, but then I'm going to go into some real specifics that have been shown in research to boost it back up. So keep watching. First up, you've got regular exercise. Aerobic exercise in particular has been shown to be great for boosting HRV. Just be careful not to overtrain or do an excessive amount of intense training, as this can actually decrease it. Second is to reduce those causes of chronic stress by practicing effective stress management techniques. Things like mindfulness, meditation, getting outside into nature have all been shown to be effective at boosting HRV. Thirdly is to sleep well, ensuring that you get consistent quality sleep, particularly important for those deep sleep and REM stages. And number 4, it's proper nutrition, making sure we eat anti-inflammatory foods rich in omega-3s and high in antioxidants. And lastly is to avoid alcohol, as alcohol has been shown to reduce our HRV. So in addition to those broad measures, I've now got 5 specific techniques, all backed by research and completely free, that have been shown to boost HRV. So the first one is a 6-minute breathing hack. And what we're doing is we're aiming to take 6 breaths every minute for 6 minutes. And this is a slow 4 count on the way in, holding at the top of the breath for 2 seconds before exhaling through our mouth with the whoosh for 4 seconds. And whilst we're doing this, we're concentrating on trying to breathe through the stomach rather than our chest. And this is known as slow diaphragmatic breathing. It's also been shown to be beneficial for anxiety and motion sickness. But try it and you should see your HRV go up almost straight away. Secondly, it's the leafy green vegetables, which many of us know have benefits for our health. But a recent study by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown they have the power to boost our HRV too. Now, interestingly, the researchers found that the people who ate fish, fruit, and other foods considered healthy, there was no impact on their HRV. But for the people who had a lot of leafy greens, things like spinach, lettuce, and mustard greens, there was a noticeable increase in their HRV. Thirdly, it's a specific type of meditation called ASM meditation, which when performed for just 20 minutes has been shown to increase HRV. So to perform this type of meditation, you sit in a chair and you close your eyes, and then you mentally repeat a meditation sound. This can be a word with meaning, like love or calm, or a string of syllables with no meaning at all. And you let your thoughts and feelings flow freely. There's no need to clear the mind with this sort of meditation. And you simply repeat that word or that sound over and over until the time is up. The study used 20 minutes, but even a shorter time could be beneficial too. The fourth thing you could try is being fully immersed in nature, which has been shown to improve heart rate variability and decrease stress. The Japanese call it by the name forest bathing, and it's backed up by scientific evidence too. Researchers have found that forest bathing can increase physiological markers of stress, decreasing blood pressure, decreasing cortisol too, when compared to taking a walk in an urban environment. So getting outside, immersing ourselves in nature, particularly where we've got diversity of green and blue spaces, can be a great way to help boost up our HRV and decrease our stress. And the last tip, if you're looking to improve your heart rate variability, is to try incorporating a gratitude journaling practice into your daily routine, as this has been shown to significantly increase heart rate variability. And starting a journal doesn't have to be difficult, and you don't even need a specific journal to do it. You could pick up a notepad and at the beginning of the day start off by writing just 3 things that you're grateful for, and then at the end of the day finish by writing 3 things that went well. That's it. Simple way to express your gratitude. So your HRV is a powerful indicator of your health and longevity. By keeping track of where it is and by using some of these lifestyle measures to help optimize it a bit more, you can help improve your health span and potentially add to your lifespan too. And if you found this video useful, please give us a thumbs up below and subscribe. We release daily videos on health and well-being optimization.